Alright guys, welcome back again for part 2 of this water bottle issue. Uh, let's see how it's gone. Now this car sat for a few hours now. At least 3 hours has gone past, let's see. And actually 2 hours has gone past. That's how much water there is left. So I guess if I leave it for a few more days, like just a few days, it would have leaked quite a lot. And let's see, there's a stream of water down there. As you can see, it's never ending. And I think it's coming from a little bit above. Let's see, how can I point down there? I've employed a different tool. I've employed this tool for the next stage, plus the spoon as well. I'm not gonna give up the spoon. But yeah, you can see there's a bit of water right above here, which I think is actually coming from underneath. Above, not from actually the holes anymore, because I've tightened this up. Now it's coming from back here. Up in here, I think I got no choice but to remove this motor, pull it out, see where else I can seal up this thing. So I've got some sealant as well, which I intend to use on it. Let's see if I can. There we go. Yep, see this little pricker. This little pricker tool is quite handy as well for this situation. Now I am just removing that motor. I actually pushed it up. I pushed it up by twisting that pricker, hoping to be able to maneuver this motor out of the way. Now I'm just going to use my hand, my fingers, get that out of the way. Come on now, out of the way. I don't want to remove the whole bottle again. Oh, that's tight. That might be enough. You have to be careful when you pull on these things because you don't want to break them. It's a Mercedes Benz and parts are mighty expensive, I'm telling you now. Oh. If you don't think you can manage it, don't do it. Don't pull too hard. Oh, it's tight. It's real tight. But I've managed to lift it off the base quite a good amount. Let's see. I could possibly swing this camera down there. Let's see if I can see anything. What can I see? Oh. There it is, under there. So I can see with my camera. I've lifted it off the base. But it's not completely disconnected. I just don't want to break it. Oh, I don't want to break it. So I've pulled the motor out of that. Ooh, there we go. Let me put that back in there so you can get a better view of what I'm trying to do here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Nice stream. There we go. Oh, bloody hell, these things are just getting in the way. Come on. There we go. So I got the motor out of the way. And I'm going to obviously try to make sure that's sealed up. That's a seal right there. Give that a bit of a wipe. It's gonna self-clean itself. I wonder if I should do the same to the other one. Put my finger on it just to get it to stop. I wonder if I should pull the other motor out as well. Let's just check this one first. Let's see what's happening down here. I really think it's actually coming from in here now. Because if it's sitting like... It could be coming in, or it could be coming out from around here, because have a look. I think it's leaking out from there, from inside the motor itself. Boy, how am I gonna seal that up? This is turning into a bit of a project, hey? Let me zoom back out. And there's also a seal, or a, what do you call it, right here. There's a bit of a line here. There's a line there. I'm wondering if it's actually not coming from this line. Oh boy, oh boy. Where is it coming from here? It could be coming from inside. The gap there, you can see there's a gap. Or it could be coming from this little seam where they've put the materials together. Okay, alright, let me pull this whole thing out. Got it out. Here it is. You can barely make out the part numbers now. They're all faded off. I guess if you really wanted to fix this properly, you could go to Mercedes-Benz and order a brand new one. But being cheap, I will not be doing that. I will try to find the cheapest way out of this issue. And my hunch is telling me that put some silicone all around this unit, just seal it all up. I think just seal it all up and then see what happens. I don't know how I can pressure test this thing, but interesting. If there was a way. Okay. Well, now what I'm gonna do is pretty much try to dry this motor, just dry it up a bit, so that some of the sealant has a chance of actually adhering to the plastic material. So I'm just gonna use this paper towel to get in there and just give it a good rub. I'm gonna put sealant all around in a careful way, obviously, not just randomly. I don't exactly know why there's a gap in here. This could be ventilation. If I seal the whole thing up, I don't know what it's gonna do. It might actually cause an issue. So I'm gonna leave some of this open just in case, because maybe there needs to be an air gap there for the motor to actually function properly. It could be like an airlock situation if I over seal it, if I seal it up too much. So let's try this first and see what happens. So far it looks dry. If I had a way of pressure testing this, I probably would do that as well. Well, this is what I've decided to do. Let's see. The only way to pressure test this thing, I think, is to blow into it. I hear some leaking, but I'm not seeing any traces of moisture around the actual unit itself. It looks pretty dry around the seam. Maybe I should fill up the actual intake here with some water. I've got a little bit of water here, but just hold on a second. Let me see if I can find something. Okay, I've devised my little pressurizing system. I'll simply put some water in this end and blow into the hose, and let's see if we can pressure test. Oh, I've got water coming out, so it's full. It's full. It's full. Now, all right, it's full now. I'm gonna see if I can see where the pressure comes out. Well, can't really make it out. Still don't know where it's coming from. I'm not seeing the water coming out of anywhere. Now I've run out of water there. I wonder if I should do it again. Oh, whoa. You saw that, didn't you? Well, I can't work it out. I don't know where it's coming from. What just happened there? Okay. Well, guys, okay, I've done the pressure test I want to do. And let me just say, it's coming out from in there. It's coming from behind, in between that gap there. You can see around the surface of the motor. So it's coming from, it's internally bleeding. That's what it's doing. And this is acting as a vent or an overflow, and it's just flowing out through there. So it looks like I'm out of luck here. I don't think I can really stop this motor from leaking unless I seal up this whole thing. If I seal up this whole thing with silicone, then I should be able to stop that leak. But if I do that, I don't know what other problems I'm going to create by doing that. I just hope that this is a heat. I hope that this gap here is a heat exchange or a heat vent for the actual motor. If it is, and I seal this up completely, I might be able to save this. I might be able to stop the leak, but I don't know if all the water going in there, if it's going to rust up the actual the motor inside. And there's no way of pulling this apart, I believe. I just don't think we can. It's sealed up pretty good. I don't know how they put it together. So if I could get behind, if I could get inside this, I could seal it up. Hang on. Well, let me give that a go at first. Let's see if I can open this up at all. Well, guys, yeah, so here we go with this motor again. And what I'm thinking to do, obviously, is to use a product like this, Ultra Black, Advanced Formulated. It's pretty much just a sealant gasket maker. It's good for making gaskets and seals. Keep the fluids from flowing out like oil and water. So I'm just drying this up real good. It needs a good dry surface to stick to. It's like glue, but rubber glue. Yeah, it's like rubber glue. I'm a bit hesitant into actually trying to open this. There's a little tab here I could pull back, and I've tried. I pulled it back, but this top here will not lift off. So I have no idea, and I don't want to push it too far and break that clip. And the thing that's discouraging me from pushing any further to opening it is that once I do open it and get inside, then what? I can't fix the leak. There would be a seal in here as well, in the motor, in the shaft and the impeller, which would be quite difficult to fix that seal, I believe. So what I'm thinking to do is just to put that silicone in there, and that will slow it down quite a lot. I'm really worried about doing this. This is really bad. Let me just try again. Maybe I could pop it open and do something, but I just don't know what I will do when I get in there. Not, it just doesn't want to go. It's tightly fitted. They don't want you to opening these things, obviously. And look, the easiest thing obviously would be to order a new one from Mercedes-Benz and putting it in. I guess I've probably got nothing to lose if I just seal it up and see what happens. If it rusts inside, and then it rusts inside, and I'll just get another one then. But for now, it's just really irritating that I can't stop the leak. And I'm prepared to try sealing it up. So here we go. I'm just going to use this. Make a hole in it. hole right about here. There you go. Got some sealant coming out of there now. This is so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pour it in there. Here we go. I think it's just a heat vent and also a vent to dry the motor when it does get a water leak from inside, internal water leak. When that old seal breaks up or gets old, I think the engineers have factored in this vent just to get rid of any moisture that could build up back there and cause an issue somehow. Don't know. Either the motor could short circuit or it could rust. But at this point, I'm really willing to give it a go and just see what happens. This could be a fix for many of these issues. You never know. So I'm just going around now and just making sure, spreading it all through and make sure it's all sealed. I might put a little bit more. These parts are old, so, and I'm sure this part looks like the original part. It's got Mercedes Benz printed all over it. So it's quite old now. It's 1990. It's a 1990 vehicle. So this motor is probably built before 1990. Could be, this part could be from the 70s. Could be from the early 80s. I don't know when they started making these parts. And now it's time. So look, it doesn't look beautiful. I'll admit that. It's not the most it's not the best looking thing to do, but if you're really careful, you could clean that up real good, which is what I'm going to try and do, is clean it up as best as I can. Bit of paper towel just to neaten it up a little bit, go around the whole thing. And here it is. That's what it looks like now, all sealed up. I'm gonna let this sit. I'm gonna let this sit and let it I'm gonna let that dry. I could actually put it back in the car, but I shouldn't put any water through it for at least until tomorrow. So tomorrow I will see if this has worked. I might need to do this to the other motor as well. That's what I think should happen next, is do the other motor as well. Okay, so I'm gonna rest this somewhere. Put that there. I'm gonna clean this tool off. There you go, that's clean. I'll throw this in the bin because it's a mess. It's gonna go everywhere. That goes in the bin. So I've just read the instructions here. It says to allow this to cure. Allow this to cure for 24 hours before you fill up with fluid. So I won't be able to test this until tomorrow. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna put this back now, and we'll see if it worked. Thank you for tuning in to Car Talks, and see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. I'm signing out. Over and out.